I forgot to run my ads again. I keep doing that. Should be like I need to make like a bot that runs like an ad at the start of the stream. That way I don't forget about it. I guess that's part of... I feel like I'm coming up with new ideas as we speak. I've been very unsatisfied. I'm always unsatisfied. I'm not sure what, like, nothing changed. I've been doing this for 5 years and I'm never satisfied with the things that I make. Actually, I've been making content since like 2009, 2007 actually. Might have even been like 2006 or 5, depending on when was the first thing I did. I think it was like back in Burning Crusade. That's like 2000, yeah, like 6 or something. That was like the first time I made like video content, I believe, on a 4x3 monitor, and obviously I was never satisfied with the stuff that I made, but I mean, I guess that's just a personality thing, which is funny because I'm not even a perfectionist either. I just hate that I'm lazy. All right, we're here today with a little bit of a agenda, I suppose. If I can't work on stuff in my spare time because I lack the motivation to do so, we are gonna be doing this on stream. So what the idea is that we update, we do maintenance on our own stream, which means checking scenes, planning out new redeems, you know, all that stuff, like making new stuff, maybe cleaning up some other stuff, because usually there's some things that I notice in my streams that end up not being as great, and then I never make a note of it and I never fix it, and it just keeps going, and it leaves me with an unsatisfied feeling that in the small cases where people do interact and do want to take advantage of the things that happen on stream, it just fails. It just fails because I'm too lazy to set things up. Mostly due to the fact that there's just so much empty space. There's just so many streams where things just collect dust a little bit, and I feel like I should definitely keep dusting them off, because I mean, if we look at my apartment, it's been I'm not the best at keeping the house clean. Even though this weekend I was a mate, I was cosplaying Sakuya from Toho at Vexpo, as well as another run of Suisei, and it was a lot of fun. But today I'm not really. There isn't really much to talk about. It's my third con, and if someone were to follow me on Twitter, they would have gotten like the gist of it. There's just more people that I visited, not visited, but like met and hung out with, and it was a great time. And I've learned a lot, but we'll keep this for another day, because today is not a talking kind of day. Today is a day of action. I've sworn that I was gonna stream, and we don't have too much time before I pass out, because I just returned home after work. So we're gonna grease our elbows a little bit and try to focus on improving ourselves. Self-improvement. Yes. The hero's creed. The hero's decree. Who cares? Thinking about that time I shouldn't delete my YouTube account, or YouTube had video replies. So I've been debating. I always wanted to get rid of my account. I've deleted a bunch of videos from my old channel, but it's still alive and well. There's videos there that not only I have memories, but also a couple of friends. And I still keep in contact with some of them. And I feel like I would do them a sort of disservice if I deleted them, because some of the people sometimes check out the videos, because it was like shared memories and stuff, especially around the time, let's say 2007 to 2013. There was a bunch of stuff that we made together, some very niche stuff, nothing too exciting. That was just it's just cool to look back on seeing our names in those games and other stuff. So I'm just keeping it up as, like, you know, a little bit of a memory capsule. A lot of things disappear, and I'm glad for as long as the account's still there. I'm gonna be excited to keep those up. A lot of stuff that I'm a little embarrassed about, but you know, I was younger back then. It's fine. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's just old stuff. And but today we're not gonna talk about old stuff. We're gonna do new stuff, and we are going to. Oh yeah, I always wanted to like turn this off because like this kind of gives you a little bit of a sneak peek onto the other tabs. There's nothing big in there, but like I've been pretty loose with like hiding stuff. I don't like this like capture too much, but if I want to show like actually what's going on, doing it via screen capture is pretty much impossible, especially if a window has like 2 active windows. So it's like the Warudo, what you see in the background, and then the status screen. Like window capture does not do that very well. So that's the thing. But in any case, so we do have a couple of like kind of basic redeem stuff and things I would just want to kind of overwork. But I feel like I don't want to do that in this scene. I want to make a new scene and kind of make sure that things work. But I might as well do it in here. You can import blueprints, so that's the kind of cool thing. So this is sort of the blueprint that has all the Twitch redeems in them. And I would like to, you know... I would like to clean these up a little bit. Just to make sure they still work, because we had an issue last time where I think it was you or someone who wanted to throw cats at me, but that didn't work. It turns out the reason why it didn't work was because the scene is a little bit different, and it has walls actually. There's like kind of this is like an in room, and there's a couple of walls there, and they make it so that the cats never reached the target because the camera was behind the wall, which is pretty interesting. But you know, these are things that happen. I think by now I fixed it, so they are now arriving at their destination. But they're not making any noise, do they? Let's see. No, they do. They're just very quiet. Let's do a... I guess 4.5. They have changed... they've changed a lot of variables. When it comes to... like volume and sizes and stuff, so I need to like constantly update my things. That's real. Like 90% of Utaite stuff I did back is gone now. People keep nuking their gun. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's just you don't. I feel that heavily. So my problem with my own content is that I hate it. I hate all the stuff that I make, and keeping them alive is actually very, very difficult because you know, when Twitch announced the thing that they were gonna delete highlights, would mean that like 3 years of VODs, 3 years of streams, archived streams of mine would just be gone. They would just be deleted in one swoop. And all I had to do was absolutely nothing. If I didn't do anything, they would just all be gone one day to another. And at first, I kind of wished, or like I kind of wanted that to be the case. I was kind of okay with it. But then I did decide to download pretty much all of them. So now I have my drive full of VODs, but they're still gone, so I would have to re-upload them. I don't think I'm gonna do that ever, because while it is fun to have the memories on my drive, I don't think there's any value in uploading them, because it's only as much a valuable experience as there's people who want to see that sort of stuff, like people I made the memories with, but most of the people who have been hanging around before my re-debut as a hero and even like slightly after that, most of them are just not here anymore, and so there isn't really. So I like to keep them for myself, but there isn't a reason to like archive them. I think for a lot of popular content creators, this is very important because a lot of people have made memories with these creators, or they just enjoyed their content and would like to look back on that. I mean, streams are for the most part throwaway content. There is a couple of cool streams, and there's at least one stream I wish I had archived at all, which hasn't been done. It's just gone now. It just exists in chunks on my drive, at least all the custom stuff I made for it and video clips. But there's always new stuff, so it's kind of fine. All right, so first of all, let's think about redeems. Redeems are kind of they've been neglected by me because it's kind of the thing that I like to do the most, I think. But I have not been able to like come up with stuff that is actually interesting to do. So there is obviously a throwing Maxwells. They kind of just work. And let's see. Do I actually? It's interesting because I'm trying. So I've been using Restream, which means I can't actually do my own redeems, which is kind of annoying because the chat window has been consolidated into like an own Restream thing. So I have to go into the stream manager, which isn't a big problem. But can I also not redeem here? No, I can. Get started. I don't care. Throw me a Maxwell. Yes. Okay, that works. All right, the barrage should also work. Let's see. Yep, that works. Fairly easily. Let's try that again. Oh, we still have the add a GIF thing, huh? Should probably remove that. Okay, that's kind of all right. I guess that kind of was. Let's give this like a look and see how the redeem actually looks like. I'm just gonna use it from my. Okay, that's, I think, pretty decent way of throwing cats. Don't think I need to change much in that regard. We're also gonna try to move this over here a little bit. I think this thing is pretty straightforward. I don't think we're gonna need to change a lot here. Also do a 0.5 on the volume so it gets a little louder. Perfect. How loud is this? It's pretty loud, but that's fine. The sound itself, I made sure that the cat activation noise, is what they call that, is pleasant to listen to. So it's not like a meow or whatever, because I think that's a little annoying. Okay, that works. All right. So that's Maxwell. We do have the head pat. That one should just work fine, I believe. We're just gonna check it out a little quick. That thing was never broken. Okay, so the hand's is a little shiny, but that's just because of the scene right now. It just has a lot of bloom, and this is just a white hand. But I do believe that that's just fine. I do like a 3D head pad. I still think up until this day, I've never seen another VTuber have that. It's still like something that makes me ridiculously unique, I feel like, because even back then when I had the Admiral model, I still had that. That's like something I made myself. That's an animation I made from scratch, so it doesn't exist anywhere else, because I have made it myself. And pretty proud of it, and I think it's been one of the more popular things. And if I switch to blank, you can actually see the hand's actually kind of missing an outline and stuff. So it's a little I might need to work the prop a little bit, just to make sure that it looks nicer. I'm wondering about that though. Why does it look like that? It should be more. Should be more. Ah, there we go. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Affect environment, yep. And then if we switch back, does this affect anything? Ah, I see, okay. And does this like get disabled when I... directional light 2, are you getting disabled? You're not getting disabled. So why was... I'm just trying to figure out like what the scene setup here is. I also don't know why you are like weird like this. Don't the Maxwell also get more illuminated if I do this? Yep, they're a little bit more illuminated. That's kind of nice. Okay. So doing this and then doing this. Yep, that works fine. Still think the hand would be doing a little bit better with an outline, but it's still decently visible, so we don't really need that. So yeah, that's pretty much our 3 main redeems here. We can kind of like consolidate that a little bit. I do like them just next to each other. And I don't think there's anything too jank with them. You can kind of, if you do this and you invoke the redeem again. Actually, what happens if you redeem it more than once? Huh, okay. It just does work. Okay, because it just triggers all... Okay, I see. Okay, multiple triggers that actually not ruin the head part, which is actually really good, because before that it was a toggle, and now it's a proper switch on, switch off, which means as long as it turns on, like multiple redeems will not ruin it, which is pretty nice, which is pretty good. All right, so much for that. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, you did redeem it again. I was just thinking, why did it appear again? But it was your redeem. I see. Pretty good. All right, let's see. Let's rename some of the stuff. Prop, ENV, lighting. We have post-processing value. We have the directional light. You are just a character one. Character and props. Huh. Okay. Character prop lighting? I don't know why. I guess props just need more. And that's the environment. That's fine. Post-processing value makes just sense. Character 2. Are you the pixel guy? I probably don't need you. I'm just gonna remove you. Wait. Huh? Why am I down here now? Oh, wait. What the hell? That's strange. How did that happen? That makes like 0 sense. Why's my sheath gone? So many things happen here and I don't really know what to do. The scabbard. You're not active. Why? Do you just come without one? Wait, is this the model that has none? Oh god, okay. You're 1.1. Oh no. Did I ruin something? That's not good. Alright, this is the right one. Okay. Let me see if I have ruined any redeems. Okay, so I've kind of switched up the model a little bit. I deleted one of the characters, which I'm not sure if this was prop enabled. Control Z, Control Z. Actually does not work here. It's not an option in this program. If you delete an asset, it's just gone, which is unfortunate. But let's see. Okay, so this does still work at the very least. How do the other redeems? What they? No, they do attach to the right character. So why did things switch up the way they did? Huh? Does the color change work? Yeah, it does. Okay. Well, I don't know. You also... Well, you're not really on the floor, but that's not really that important. All right. Okay, so that's pretty good. We got the VMC... We don't need those trackers, I believe. We can just remove the VMC receivers, and we can also remove the post-tracking on the VMC, because I had a dual... I had a dual setup for like both the pixel model and the actual model. I noticed that was just way too annoying, so I just kind of stopped doing that, because you have to deal with like both tracking working at the same time. Wait, what the hell was that? Huh. Okay, so we are kind of facing an issue here. Something's afoot. All right. Okay. We'll figure it out. So why are you... Something is going on wrong here. Something is really going wrong. Okay, something is breaking, I think. Okay, so we're gonna save the scene, and we are going to reload everything. That's kind of the problem with Warudo. It actually seems to be fairly unstable. In a way that it's just kind of... Okay, so now, see, now things have changed. So, huh? Why did it move down? Why did it move down? That's not good. Okay, so we're disabling the sleep animation. Wait, what in the hell? Something is incredibly broken here. Somehow when the tracking disappears, the model moves up. Let's see. I'm fiddling around in this one, by the way. I'm trying to figure out if I ruined something, which I must have apparently. Wait. Idle, tracking blend shapes. Okay, let's save this and reload this again. If it doesn't work, then I'll have to redo this entire thing, which is a little bit annoying, but it should be possible to do. Okay. No, this makes no sense. I have no idea why it is the way it is. So why would you on tracking loss go up? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Someone give me a hint. Default rotation, smooth time, head idle, character look at. See, this is an interesting troubleshooting process because I have no idea what could even cause this. Smooth position. Okay, so this is definitely... It's definitely the tracking that does it. Why are you up here? That's what I'm wondering. Okay, so... This should be normal, right? This is on the floor. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm really stupid. This thing didn't have the character in here. This was empty. That's why it fails. Somehow the tracking still works, but this needs to be set up properly, otherwise it doesn't work. Okay. I see. So something was afoot, but it's just gonna be fine. It's just gonna be fine. We're not insane. We're just a little bit silly. All right. So you are the headpad hand. Headpad hand. You should be. What are you? You are a Crimbo head. The Crimbo head we don't need. You are a screen. We also do not need you. We also don't need this other screen. This is like the chat box. It's like an advanced chat box thing in 3D I made. This is the Ibanez. That would be my guitar, which I also don't need in this scene. And this is a Maxwell. Let's just kind of stand in the back. We also don't need that one. Okay. Miscellaneous can also be removed. And then we got Nilo Tune a post-processing, which changes a couple of things. Okay, so this scene is properly cleaned up now. We have the opportunity to fall asleep. We kind of need to switch this up a little bit. But I think it's good enough. There's some issues with this, but it should be... I think it's mostly fine. It doesn't really fail. Okay, so... And I think that's okay. So the Warudo scene, this first one at the very least seems to be doing all right. There is something that I would like to change. Because if I change this to orbit character, I think this is gonna be a lot easier. Yeah, I think this should be good. Center and character. Yep. Okay. So the reason why I like the centering of the camera is because when I change to a blank setup, it is better to be able to move the character and rotate it around itself. If I do free look, what happens is I change the camera, right? Instead of, I mean, the camera doesn't rotate around the character, which makes it harder to move. But if I do this, then it's a lot easier to kind of like switch the character around here. And then if I go back, you can just do this. Although it would be kind of nice to have like two base setups for this. So I'm going to try to have a toggling setup for two general camera positions. So I just have to press a button and it changes the view of it, right? I don't know. It seems like the orbiting camera seems to have a little bit of issue, like taking values from something. So I don't know if that actually works out well, but we'll have to try. As you can see, things are moving quite a lot. All right, so let's see. Can we... No, you need to go about minus 1.2. Minus 1.2. Yep. And then 0 probably won't work, right? No, you're too far up for that. Okay, so minus 7.6. Do we want you to be a little bit more down? I think that's fine. Okay. And then minus minus 1.8. And then a rotation. Can we do a 0.0? No, we want the bed and all of that on the right side in the view. So I think it was 12 degrees, maybe even like 15 degrees. Okay, maybe move the character down a little bit. 6.5. So we got like the general light in there. Maybe we can move like a little bit up, a little bit more front. 1.05. That way we got more in the screen. I think generally moving up is probably a good idea. Now it looks strange because we're basically almost facing the wall. But we get more like of the screen, of the background inside. And then we can also move this one a little bit to the maybe. No, this looks a lot better because we have way more stuff in the screen. Okay, that's kind of nice. We do like that. So why is my hand so like, it looks like my shoulders are a little bit weird, but I think that's just kind of the way it is. Yeah, it's just the animation. I need to come up with a better idle animation. Something that looks a little nicer, a little nicer, and a little nicer. Okay, so so we want a kind of generic camera, right? So we calibrate this, and then we do set asset property, camera 1, position, and then rotation. Okay, so if you select the asset property, transform position and rotation, it immediately takes the value that is currently in that slot and puts it in this node. This is very useful if you just want to grab quick values. There's also like set camera, I believe. Set camera transform or something. There should be something like that. Camera. I guess not, huh? Well, okay. But I thought that was something like that. Well, that's fine. Okay, so this is the... Okay, so... what we're gonna do is just do two quick asset. Okay, let me gather my thoughts while I do this. I know what I want to do. I just need to find a way to explain it easily. So basically what we want to do is whenever we press this button, right, when we're switching the scenes, we want to switch from this sort of central view where you see me talking to you directly from the center, to this one, which basically allows me to have like a background. And also I want to be in the corner immediately. So I want to be something positioned like this. So I think this should be fine already. And also maybe switch up the animation right away. So this would be, now we look at the camera position and rotation. We have now updated the values to this, okay? So what we're gonna do is, and you can kind of see this doesn't work. It doesn't really seem to be changing the camera all that much. For some reason it doesn't update. It doesn't seem to like changing the values of an orbiting camera. And I don't really know why it does that. I have no idea. As you can see, like it flashing for a second and then going back to its original values, which I don't know why that is. So, I fear this is not an option. Unfortunately, this function does not work with an orbiting camera. It works perfectly fine with a free camera, but with an orbiting camera, it doesn't quite use these target values. That is fine though. We'll just forget about that, and we also set the animation. Set character animation. No, animation. Just no asset property. Can't you just switch camera mode? I can switch to free mode, but again, we want the orbiting camera. That is the unfortunate truth. We want the orbiting camera. We want the orbiting camera, but we can't switch. We can't set the camera position when we are in the orbiting camera mode, which makes this a little tricky. It's fine though. The only thing that happens is that I have to do this motion myself, which is a little bit jank, I suppose. Let me think. Can I do something else with this? No, I don't think so. It's just gonna be like that. Actually, I can check the Discord. Let me check. Maybe there's someone camera position orbit. Okay, there's just nothing in there that I didn't think I wouldn't find anything. Camera position. Well, obviously I find something for that, but that's too... it's too... If you want to set the position of the character for the teleportation to be fixed with the camera position, set asset transform node. Could also switch cameras. That's not working. I think it's just because the values don't work. I believe orbiting camera has a... So orbiting camera is actually kind of a strange thing. Since it's not as straightforward as entering coordinates, it has to be recalculated, which means that there's always a function applied. So I'm assuming that those values that the camera is throwing out is actually not equal to what's actually being put in. So it's kind of weird, but I don't understand it exactly. I've tried to get an orbiting camera in Unity once, and it was like this huge, like, it wasn't a huge script, but the difficulty of figuring out the mathematical stuff is actually kind of annoying. So we're just not gonna bother with it. That's fine. We're not gonna use this. I mean, we're gonna use this a lot, I think, in the future. But I can just get used to it. What I would like to do is actually have a kind of transition screen, but I haven't really figured out what I want to do, because I think the best way to handle this would be having like a stinger that that may allow me to like switch the scene real quick. And once that's the case, I'd like to maybe give me like 2 seconds or something. I mean, it's kind of stressful. I would like this to be automatic, I suppose, but it's not really an option, huh? I need to figure out a good solution for this. I need to consult someone later to give me a proper rundown of how the system works and if there's any possibility to even do that at all. Okay, so basically this stuff is kind of working. I was thinking about changing the sleep. Oh yeah, one thing I did want to do was animation. Play character, idle animation. I don't think that's what I want to do. Set asset property is actually what I want to do. That is the color swap. 620. Want to play this. What we definitely want to do is oh god. Idle animation, there we go. And then switch to 6210. Okay, it doesn't do that. Oh, okay, because the sleep thing is switching me to the idle animation. Yeah, I get it. You know what? Okay, so that's an interesting thing. Okay, so we do want when this is on, we want to switch to our thinking pose, right? But it doesn't work because I switched the sleep. The sleep animation checks if the tracking is dead, and if it is, it will play the sequence and put the character to sleep. But if the character wakes up, it needs to go back into an idle animation, and this idle animation is preset. This is like, I have to put this in manually. But we can set this target value by getting a string. So how do we set a string? And I guess we'll just set string. Set string variable. We'll do this blueprint. We'll do animation, and we'll call this a string, and we call the value idle animation. Okay, that's the first one. Okay, animation value idle animation. Okay. So, and then we can also set the string variable of animation to, what was the other one? Let me think. That would be 060 underscore 210. 0 underscore what was that? 0210. Okay, perfect. We go back here. We have this. And now we need to just do a quick check which scene is active, which means that what do we do? What do we do? Which is like the easiest thing to do? I guess it doesn't matter. We can select any of these properties. If condition get property, is that a thing? Get asset property. Yeah. Asset property NTV blank enabled, and it outputs an object. That's not good. Oh, because it's an asset property. It's not a... It's not like a Boolean thing. Can we get like a Boolean... toggle animation code... Boolean list get element. Generate random Boolean... list... Boolean list... Boolean list... Select data by Boolean... Value. Okay. Get Boolean variable. No. Okay, so how could we do this? If I'm not very good with this stuff, but we'll be able to figure it out. I need to just do one simple check. Any of these is fine, but I kind of forgot how to do this. I used to be way better when I did the rate system because I worked with this stuff a lot, but you forget a lot of stuff. Usually you can do stuff like we'll just look. We'll just look. Okay, so we can get an asset property, but this will never like output anything. Boolean equal. That's not equal. Asset object. That's not gonna be help. I fucking hate notes. You hate notes. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. What's that? What's even like being output here? We have a what's the debug? Inspect value. What's coming out of here? False? Wait, that is Boolean. Are you kidding me? Oh, just put this here. It just works. Why do you tell me you've thrown out an object? I guess it doesn't know whether or not it's Boolean, but it just throws out it anyways, because that's the only thing it can be. Can either be enabled or not enabled. So if it's enabled, so if the blank is enabled, we want this animation. And if it's disabled, so if we're in the big scene, we want the idle animation. So the only thing that we need to do is get this and set the target value to get get string. We're getting the string variable, and we're getting from switch to blank, getting the animation string, right? Because you can kind of like see what we're gonna do is we're getting just a string of the idle animation, of like the animation that's being played. If we switch this around now, if we switch to blank, it should. Oh, sorry. It shows the it changes the string to what we set it, and we kind of hard set it to give out this animation name. And if we switch back, it should say idle animation. So it does. So this animation is gonna be responsible for what kind of default animation we're gonna put. So if we fall asleep on this note, it's just gonna rotate back to to nothing. Okay, cool. Were you not called idle animation? I think you were. Let me look at this. That's unfortunate. Why didn't you? Oh, wait. I woke up. How? That's weird. Oh wait, you're crashing out. Oh no, you're crashing out. Oh god. Restart, reload. Oh, maybe this is not that good. Scary. Oh god. Things are breaking. I'm scared now. Okay. Somehow this breaks. Wait. Okay, let me see. I am inspecting. I'm also only half awake. Uh, this is really funny. So idle underscore animation. Maybe this isn't an animation, and that's why it. Maybe. But it should be, right? I'm not being wrong here. Idle underscore animation. Wait, it doesn't do it. No, it does do it. Idle underscore animation. Does the string just not set that? I thought it was gonna be smart with this, but it just wants the string of the animation, right? Animation. Idle animation. Wait, what? Turn off for a second. Idle animation. Maybe it doesn't like doing that. Maybe it somehow doesn't like doing that. I thought that I just had to put in the string of the animation, it would just do it. And I'm not like being stupid here, right? That's just literally it. Wait, null? Why are you null now? Oh, you're null because you're not doing anything. Okay. Let's see if the other one works. No, you're not doing it. It like constantly tries to switch the idle animation and it isn't able to do that for some reason. So I guess this version just doesn't work. So we need to find a different way of doing this. I was in here, but like, so apparently giving this target value a string does actually not result in, unless the string has to be something else. It might be that the string cannot just be the name, but needs to actually be something else, something more. Can I like inspect the value like this? No, I cannot. That's strange. Wait, let me see if I can find anything in the in the Discord for this. I'll have to do this more than once. Animation string. Maybe I'm lucky? I would like to drive the animation with a string by an OSC message. But it seems to be not... character animation string thing. It needs the path. Okay, so I was correct. It doesn't need the... Oh, you're pissing me off. Really? It wants the entire thing. It wants character, animation, resources, animation, and animations, and then but it's character animations. It's like I'm crashing out. Can't you make this a little bit easier? Character animations, and then you're doing this, right? Okay. I'm just reading through the documentation here. So okay, so it has to be character animation, resources, character. I think there's not just a regular animations thing, right? Yeah. Resources, character animation, and then this, and then idle animation. Idle animation? What is your name? Oh shit. I don't know what your name is. You're not called idle animation. That's annoying. Wait, aren't you like a basic... Aren't you like a thing that's like being provided? No, it's a local file. Oh, come on. Go away for a second, please. Huh. Okay. I've already opened this, but who could you be? Idle sleep anim, rat dance, intro walk, idle hero anim, that's not it. Maybe you're this one? Can I? Oh, that's the name. Okay. I do find it here, but that's also not correct. Huh. I'll figure it out. Give me a second. Hero combat pose. Walk idle, run idle. Maybe I should look by name. That would help much. There's idle animation Mixamo 1. Warudo. It might be you. It might have actually deleted the original file. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, why are you being so slow? There's no need for this slowness. Also doesn't switch it to the animation that I would want it to be. And you're also waking up very slowly. Okay, so this doesn't seem to be working either. This is tough. Trying to figure out how exactly... URI formats, yes. Huh. Okay, so we're gonna try the other one just to see if the concept itself works. So we're just gonna change this to character animation. But this is kind of hard because the preset animations are not in here. So I don't actually know where they are. Resources? No. Plugins managed. There must be in there somewhere, right? Like these animations? Maybe. Go to bed. How does this work? Let's just invoke. We invoke the flow and then set asset property. Set asset property. No, not get. Set asset property. And then the character. And then you want the animation. Idle animation. And then string. And then we try to use the string. So what I'm trying to do is like do this. Maybe it's like, maybe there's like an animations folder that's just hidden. Probably isn't, right? Streaming assets, animations. Nope. Resources. The character. Maybe I'll just try this. I'll try this animations and then what was it? 2110. Okay. Okay, that didn't work. Didn't like that. Maybe .Warudo? Also didn't like that. Let's try a different animation. So which one do I know is in there? Two-hand, let's do two-hand idle .anim or whatever. What do you want? You don't even want the name of the, okay. So you want this name, I'm guessing. So we do two-handed idle. Okay, perfect. 2H. Idle. You're not doing it. Just hate this. Resources. What is resources? Animations. I'm still confused where this resources thing is coming from. Character animation. Built-in resource types used by built-in assets. Okay. Character animation. Still doesn't work. Dude, what does this thing want from me? This is actually super annoying. It's kind of annoying because someone got his question answered. And he said this did work for him, but I can't figure it out, which makes me stupid. So we have to just have to do it differently. Okay, I tried to be smart. We're not being smart anymore. We're just doing whatever. Boolean. And we're setting set Boolean variable this blueprint animation. If true, value yes, and if false, value no. And yes is it's the thinking, and no is the idle. Okay. Get Boolean. I would have saved 2 notes, I think, or something, but it's gonna be fine. Animation, condition, and if it's true, if it's yes, then you are enabled, and then you would like to be the thinking, and if you're false, then you are just the idle animation. I want to learn something, but I guess learning is not in the cards today. And then the target value, these kind of go back to this. Because I think this needs to be enabled. Hell yeah! Why? That's kind of cool. Why are we striking this pose? Anyone has an idea? Oh, I think I know why. Sure. Let's go with that. Shall we? We're striking a pose. It's usually... It's supposed to be the correct pose, but the IK is messing with it because I was sinking in the floor again. And I'm still sinking in the floor, apparently. But why is that the case? It shouldn't be the case. Huh? What the hell? Why am I normal again? Okay. Is that the right animation? Oh, yeah, no, it isn't. No wonder. There we go. All right, makes sense. I thought it was just because I sank into the floor and things were not working as well. Wait, I found it. I found this. I'm dumb. The string's right here. I could have just copied this. No. Just when I gave up, I find the. There you are. And this is like the path for like the pre-made animation. Oh, damn it. Now I could have done it in the way I wanted to, but now okay, never mind. Okay, I should have definitely just inspected. The inspect value was perfect. Was the perfect like debugging. I had to figure out which you know, which kind of thing I had to which path I had to take or put in. But I think this works now. Okay, so and if I switch to blank right away, does it immediately change the animation? It does. That's really cool, actually. I do like that. I do like that a lot. Okay. So we basically saved us one. No, we saved us a huge. We had saved us a huge deal of trouble because that wouldn't be able to be put on changed on the fly. So that is kind of neat. So what's up next? What's up next? Since we just had a bot here, why don't we look at bot solutions? Because I've not dealt with bots. I find them to be really annoying to set up because most of them require you to kind of you know, like open an additional program and stuff like that. Why am I'm always looking past the camera. I kind of don't want to do that. All right, there we go. And I don't know that is Sammy, I believe. Sammy is a tool that allows you to do stuff like anti-spam stuff and helps with like raids, like hate raids or something. Those exist apparently. I've not looked at how that like in general works, so we are gonna just check that out. Sammy Twitch. I'm guessing it's a Twitch bot. Sammy Solutions. Oh, Twitch and YouTube, of course. Seribot. Seribot. Sammy is the interactivity thing. Yeah, for that I use. What do I use? I don't know, but that's the wrong one. Okay, Seribot was what I had in mind. Seribot apparently is really good at stuff that it does. All right, so friendly Twitch moderation bot protects your stream from hate rates, bots, and spam, plus lots of further features. Yep. Okay. So how to add? Let's see. Only the broadcaster can add Seribot. Okay, so it's literally only an external thing. So apparently you don't have to go to Seribot's chat and run the join command. If you did the two first steps successfully, the bot will give you a success message. If not, it will tell you what is missing. If all is well, the bot if you want the bot to block follow bots for you, you run follow bots and monitor your account. Follows even when you're offline. Fine. For extra protection, offline block. Your channel is now protected. If you need to check up your system, just type in. Okay, so it's relatively simple. I want to like let's just see how that works. So we just do mod seri bot. Okay. I kind of like that it send it it sent it to YouTube as well, which is okay. That wasn't really supposed to happen, but that's fine. That's because I have Restream running. Did that actually work on the Twitch side now? It should have. It did show the message in. How do I check my mods on Twitch? Good question. There's like a mod view, right? I only have the stream manager on. That's probably fine. It probably has worked. All right, what did you want me to do? Go to Zeribot's chat. All right. Is this thing always online? Okay, I guess. /join. Oh, that's wrong. Join. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, it didn't work for some reason. What did you say? Dashboard, Twitch, settings, moderation, mod management. How did this not work? Mod management. I'm trying to find like the... Okay, well, that didn't work. Settings, moderation, and view mod. Not sure if that worked. I'm not sure if that thing exists anymore. That view that you're looking for. Maybe it's... Did you just grab that off Google? Or have you tried it yourself? Because... Did I type it wrong? Ugh. Alright, let's try this again. I don't need to troubleshoot. I grabbed the link off of my other tab. Huh, weird. Alright, let's just send mod Zeri _bot. Okay, apparently the restream thing didn't work for some reason. Not sure what sent the message. I don't know. I don't like restream. I think I might not run it anymore. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, well, that didn't work. Oh yeah, I see. Need also auth. Yeah, I'm just stupid. No, I make myself stupid in this chat, which is fine. I'll just wait. All right, fair enough. All right, so while this is authorizing, I use Restream to stream to TikTok and only TikTok because TikTok doesn't do stable stream URLs. Okay. I would never. I've made TikToks before, like 2 of them, and then I deleted my channel shortly afterwards because I'm never gonna like realistically have anything to do with that site. It's awful. Okay, so that's gonna work. I'm assuming in a second. All right. Bots. Okay, so let's think. Let's try to do like a quick run. If we wanted to change to the other scene, we would change to the loading scene. Do this. Should probably put a button for this. Do this. Do that. And then put ourselves in here. Okay, that's fair. And then if we wanted to change it again, just do this. That in the background. Fairly quickly, I would say. Oh, that's... I had to actually switch to the right scene. Okay, fair enough. There we go. Okay. I think I can automate this a little bit better. So I don't have to fiddle around it. I don't mind a little bit of manual stuff. But you know, automating stuff is kind of nice. I've watched I've watched Roko before. Roko is like a clown jester type VTuber because I saw her at Expo and interacted with her. She had some pretty smooth like toggles and like used them pretty quickly. I don't really have hitting toggles for my expressions. They were kind of an afterthought in this model, so I didn't really like them. And I just prefer to, you know, articulate normally. There isn't much here, but there could be a couple one. Do an ahegaho. It is, I think, possible, but to a degree, very slight, very simple one. But look, I'm a whore, but I'm not that bad. Alright, let's try this again. Give me the join. Have you done it? Finally. Alright. Stupid bot. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. So I guess that's all I have to do, right? Ooh, I'm assuming it does like the base stuff by itself. Spam protection, fun stuff, commands. I have to think of a VTuber whose chat wrote ahoge and the VTuber googled ahega. Okay, I see. Well, autocomplete is a pain. All right, we did this. Seribot is added. Whatever that does for us, we'll see. When inevitably the bot overlords will take control. I think it should have. Is there a way to like check for like viewers? I mean, I can just go back to Twitch. Where's my viewer list? How do I get to my viewer list? I use Seribot, but most people don't because they like inflated views. Ah, that's stupid. I mean, it's not like the bots are annoying at all. Like, there's one every stream. I'm not sure if there's any other things that this thing removes that, like, the bots that keep lurking. I think you need to restart stream so it joins. I feel like that would be because it only joins when you go online. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, that's fair. Well, I guess we'll see next time then. Don't really want to restart stream. Kind of messes with the bots and stuff. But yeah, it's fine. Like we don't care about numbers here. It's too late for me to care about numbers, if we're being honest. We're just gonna vibe. And providing the perfect, like, smooth experience. This is why I hate bots, because they tend to not be a smooth streaming experience. But I have thought about making a bot for like a message that would entice people to join the Discord. I don't use my Discord, really. I type there like once a week, I think. I could do more, but it's mostly just talking to myself anyways. So there isn't really a reason, but I guess like getting people on a Discord is always like supposed to be the good thing. But again, like, do I really care? Do I really want to take the aura loss for a random ass bot that like, or like, I think most bots allow you to like have it so you send the message, so it's at least not like a stupid name or whatever. But technically that would be an option. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are like regular bot messages at an interval of like I'm thinking like once every hour or every 2 hours? Nothing. I just want in the chat like once maybe a stream or twice at best. Because for them, it saves me the trouble of saying it, because obviously call to action is a thing that exists, and you do get people to do stuff if you remind them to. And I think that most people don't even like check the bottom, like stuff at the bottom. Really the only place where you can actually find the Discord is just a message. It's just a link down below, which is like incredibly small. And you can't actually find the link anywhere else. I didn't put it on like Twitter or stuff, because that tends to attract bots more often. If you put a link in your like Twitter somewhere, you get like more bots joining. Like my Discord is actually like hand moderated. That means if a new account joins, they don't get access to anything and they have to be manually approved by me, which means that bots literally have no chance. I keep telling people to suck my balls, but it doesn't happen. Maybe you should set up a bot. maybe that's the reason. The ball polishing bot. Yeah, I'll think about it, but in the end, since it doesn't really make a big of a difference, I think it's pointless either way. So what I'm gonna do here is actually, I'll see if there's any sacred information on here. I don't think there is. So I can just show you my OBS right now. A little weird. I'll disable the preview so you don't get the funny stuff. You can kind of see my setup is pretty basic. Nothing really too fancy in here. This is like the ones that are on a different color are the restream widgets, and I don't like them. What I would like is to, like, especially the chat bot. The chat here seems to be okay, because it shows both messages from YouTube and Twitch, of course. But I have the YouTube stream only on really, so I have easy bots. So like there's like bots on my YouTube and I don't have to export them. Yes, it's only a button, but you know, saving myself the trouble is nice, and I don't really have to do any issues with this. So what I would like, I would still have, since I only really moderate and interact with like Twitch and stuff, I'd like to just have my Twitch chat here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop out the chat, and I think I'll just add a new widget here. Custom browser docs, Twitch, chat, and I think that works. Or can we like copy the URL? Start sharing chat, pop out chat. There isn't a link for this, right? YouTube export sucks. Sometimes YouTube takes days to transcode the VOD. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know if this works if we just put this link in. We can just try. No, that works. That's just the regular Twitch chat. That's actually really good. All right, so, and now we throw this in here. All right. And then this one can just be the YouTube chat. But instead of having the restream thing on, what I could do is just have the YouTube chat in up there, but I don't think it allows me to. There's not the general link for the Twitch chat. I think oh, for the YouTube chat. But I'll check. I'll check my YouTube right now. I should be live, right? YouTube Studio? Is that correct? I hate YouTube, by the way. No, I don't hate it, but like the menu has become way too like convoluted. I don't really know how to get to my stuff anymore. It's really annoying. There's no general link. Okay, so that's kind of annoying because I would like to always have it grab my YouTube chat. And unfortunately, these docs that are on Twitch, it grabs it from Restream. So there isn't really a way to always have a Twitch chat, like a YouTube chat in here. Which means I'll double up on this, but it's kind of just sad. I guess I could technically try to disconnect. Nah, it's probably not possible. It's all right. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna move this up here, and then just have this up here. I guess it's a little jank, but I'll just keep it like this. I think because I'd like to have a quick access to my Twitch chat. But then I don't know how to set up YouTube, so I don't have to set up an event for each stream. Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't think it's possible to do that. I think that's kind of... I honestly don't mind the feature. When I've streamed on YouTube for like, I think 10 streams or something with a different channel, I actually really liked it because it's comfortable. It gives you a little bit of time to like prepare and maybe, you know, do stuff. But I don't know. I guess that sometimes press and go live is just way easier. And I do like, it would probably annoy me, but I do like the way that you can like set up a stream schedule and it would show up on the YouTube. I think for like more popular creators that are actually like setting up streams and stuff and schedules, it's a really good feature. But I think Twitch for like just like indie VTubers is just a lot more comfortable because it's not so much extra work. All right, let's switch up the music a little bit. Actually, we had enough of the 4 same songs. That's actually the thing that I'm gonna do next. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna do it today, but we want to hunt for new music. I want to make like a playlist of like 20 songs at the very least that all follow in this sort of generic or like general vibe of like background music that kind of fits with the RPG theme. Because Cafe de Toho, which is what I usually use, is comfortable music, but doesn't really fit the adventurer theme. So we need more lutes, more flutes, more violins, more like comfy village perusing, you know, all that good stuff. And I do have a couple ideas on where to get these from. I could also commission my own stuff. I've actually not commissioned a stream background theme. All the music that I've commissioned is for the game projects that I have, which are just combat themes. So, and they don't really fit as background music. I might try to find someone who can do stuff like that, and maybe get some background music. But yeah, so this is going good. I could try to switch up to clean up my scenes a little bit, but I think for the most part, I actually think my OBS scenes are pretty clean. I cleaned them up recently, and they are doing okay. So I don't really have to do anything like that. Now the question is, the question is, how do we proceed? There we go. Okay. I'll have to get used to that. I'll have to get used to that. So yeah, I believe that at least this scene isn't like the most exciting scene in the world, but I think for like just irregular chatting, I've never had something like this, and I do prefer like the 3D scenes, but this is also kind of nice because it brings out the sharpness of the model a little bit. I do like the 2D background with a 3D model on top of it. And whenever I see it, whenever other people do it, I think it's very comfortable, and I would like to have something that's a little bit more, you know, a little bit more fun than just like the background sky or whatever. This is actually not this is actually not an actual picture. It is a picture of clouds, but it's not meant to be just a picture of clouds. This is actually a skybox. It's actually meant to be a Unity skybox for like for the sky, which is really funny. Does this work in your OBS? It works on the chat. It doesn't work in this stream window because I think this is what's it called? Better Twitch TV or something like that. And I don't actually have that extension on my browser. I think you need the extension in your browser for it to work, and I never actually installed it. I'm not sure what needs to wait. There's probably a way to do this. OBS should have BTDV support. Yes, you're right. Let me check if I've turned this on. It might not work if I have the restream thing on. Yeah, it doesn't work if you do it via restream, because I'm pretty sure the BTDV support checkmark is where you select the service of it's like in the stream thing. So, but that's fine. I don't care. I can at least see them in the I can see them in my chat, which is good enough, I suppose. Something like that. All right. Let me think. Let me think. What's up next? What can we do next? Maybe I don't like the restream thing after all. Maybe there's like better ways to do this. I know that there's another thing that's just a plugin. Restream is also a paid tool, so the free version kind of comes with some drawbacks. Hell, Chonchon, it's been a while since I last sent it. Yeah, I think this is it's a remnant of my Ragnarok Online experience back in 2022, 2023, something like that. I've actually never played the game before, so it was kind of sort of a blind playthrough, you could say, and it was a lot of fun. Fun enough that I threw that emote in there if anyone ever sees it or something. So that's pretty cool. But other than that, yeah. So, stream maintenance. What else? I feel like I wanted to do some other stuff. So we got the VOD set up. We have a bot. We have cleaned up some of the scenes. I've been thinking maybe thinking about new redeems would be kind of nice. Oh yeah, I wanted to disable the old redeem of adding a GIF to my stream, because I don't actually need that anymore. What's that? Viewer rewards. That was for the April stream. I never turned it off, but now we're turning it off. That's right, the hydration redeem. We never quite made that happen, huh? Because I did want to make a potion thing where it like throws a potion at the hero, and then the hero catches it and he drinks it. But that was a little bit elaborate, and I kind of gave up on that a little while ago. But I should probably get to that. Not today though. I don't feel like I have the juice to start that whole process right now. Is there anything simple I can do? Let me check the redeems again. So no potion picture. I've made a potion, but I'm not super happy with the model itself. I've been thinking of... I mean, there is the talking German for a minute. I could... I could make like a custom asset which toggles a text over my head with a timer on it. That would probably be possible. So that's actually not that hard to do. So the way this would work is, I'm not sure how the timer works, but let's just make a new blueprint. Let's just go back to main and see if we can set up a quick blueprint here. And that is head timer. And the head timer is just a new asset, and the asset is 3D text display. You're kind of big. We're attaching this to the character, and it's attached to the head, and it says 1.0. All right. Let's see. What's the size on this? Okay. Fair enough. And I think Amiri is kind of the good color for this. We would like this to be 180 degrees flipped. And then we put it on top of our head. And then we also make this small enough so it doesn't get too annoying. All right. So let's see how we can actually... I don't think there's a timer function, right? Get time? Get time. Delta time? Time. Set time scale. No, that's something else. How do we set a timer? A timer. Actually, I think it's easier to... We're doing this easier. 60. And what we're doing is we set variable. We set the variable. Set. What are you? You're an integer. Integer debuff icon would be really funny. Yep, a German debuff. I'm thinking about that, and I'm probably gonna do it. Probably like above it or something. So we got the time, and then set asset property. Very simple. We are using the 3D text display. The data path would be the text. And the text is going to be get asset property. And that would be the time. Text, output value, put it in there. So, very simple. It grabs the current content of the variable that is being set, and then there is a, what is that called? Flow? Invoke flow? Like every second or something. I don't really remember. Invoke flow. It is in my rate thing where you like you throttle the flow and you'd like reduce the time, because I have a timer system already in there, but I forgot which nodes those were. Flow function. All right, let's check all of them. Oh, there we go. On update. On fixed update? No. On update. Okay, on update does this like every second. Okay. And then we do on update, we do throttle flow, and I think I can do in 1 second interval. So on update is every single frame it sends this thing, and now we throttle this flow to only be output once a second, or like once every second. Yes. So, and now every second we're setting the integer value. We're setting the integer value. Get integer variable. We're setting its own thing to subtract. Integer subtraction minus 1, and then output the integer like this. And then it would do get variable, get integer variable, time. Okay, perfect. We have now a countdown. Very ominous, by the way. Having a timer above your head. Final Fantasy taught us that this is not very good. Okay, so now every second, this is gonna be counting down. So technically, and there is a little bit of an annoying side effect to this, is that it starts the moment, like, we obviously need to stop this at some point. We can't just stop this by stopping this, but and we can if branch, if variable integer, get integer variable. If the variable reaches 0, then obviously equals integer equal 0, and then output boolean, and then blueprint toggle blueprint enable. If true, head timer disable. And then we also do set asset property. This text display enabled to 0. There we go. Toggle no, target value no. Okay, so now if the timer runs out, this blueprint should deactivate and the text should disappear. Oh, that didn't work because I didn't connect them. Of course. Stop this, please. 15. Oh, let's do 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye. Okay. Delay control flow. And just do 1 second. We could do like a custom animation here where it just kind of fades. Or maybe there's like a recover thing. Sorry. Okay, we do need an on-enable blueprint. Okay. On enable blueprint, we do one thing, which is we set the asset property to active, and we also set the integer variable once to 60. So whenever this blueprint is enabled, it would reset to 60, right? Okay, maybe we'll do 61 because then it starts at 60. Okay. And on disable blueprint, does that actually work? That's interesting. So on disable blueprint, it should set the asset property of this to disabled. I'm not sure if that works. It does. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we don't need this. We just disable the blueprint, and then on disable, it kind of like disables the text. So whatever happens, that's actually really good. Okay, so disable is sort of like an exit strategy that even if the blueprint gets disabled, the disable node will still trigger everything, which makes sense, of course. Okay, so we now have a timer overhead. Very ominous. And it's kind of cute. It just kind of persists through everything. So, I mean, now we need to make like an icon, right? A German icon. Wouldn't that be fun? A debuff icon. How do we design stuff like that? And where would we put it? It would make sense having it next to it, maybe, like left to the left of it, or maybe above. But then there might not be any space. So that'll be kind of nice, but and there it goes. There it goes. There it leaves. Who's chatting with me? Okay. A debuff icon. I guess we'll open Photoshop. What game has good debuff icons? I guess it would be MMOs, right? Either World of Warcraft or like Final Fantasy 14 or something like that. Where do I look for the inspiration? Final Fantasy XIV has these weird, like, shapes. They're not squares. I guess the first idea is to just find a German flag icon. So let's do that. German flag icon. Do you want like a specific one? One that's a little bit wavy? Being afflicted with German is kind of funny. I guess I can just take anything. FF14 arrows is arrows down. Is debuff. FF14 is arrows. Down is debuff. Up is buff. That is one hell of a sentence to decipher. But yes, you're right, of course. I know, I've played that game. And there are stylish icons, don't get me wrong, but they don't really fit in what I want to achieve, I believe. I mean, nothing stops me from making my own icons, really. The German flag is just 3 colors, but I'm thinking of like a design I could use that would make this a little bit easier. That would make it more fun. Let's see. There's like Gran Blue versus icons. They have like debuff icons in here, right? Ability icon list. There we go. Hell yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is the good stuff. There we go. Look at these. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Something like this would be good. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay, they have like a gold rim around them, which is really nice. Alright, let's see if we can get these. I want them. Where are they coming from? A friend of mine had a cat debuff emote made for when the cat sits between them and the screen again. Oh yeah, that's really good. Is there no way of getting this list in like a bigger... Alright, whatever. We'll just get this. We'll just download this. It's fine. I think that's probably gonna be like the actual size of the icons. They're probably not gonna be any bigger than that, which might be a problem because they're actually, as far as icons go, they're kind of low quality. I could try to recreate the border and making it a little larger. I could try that. I've not been good at replicating medals. So maybe this is a good time of doing this. Maybe they just do 1 pixel. Yep. Let's do... Where are we? Does the bevel actually work on a stroke? I don't think it does it? No, I don't think it doesn't do anything. Okay. Does it even do anything at all? What's happening here? Okay. And then we'll just maybe do this. Something like that. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Let's try if we can figure this out. Probably a gradient overlay. And then, yeah, this looks to be sort of correct. And then this color. And then this color. And then the bottom color should be something like this. Okay. Maybe just don't do this. Maybe just the inner stroke. Just to be one, and then that should be kind of like this color. And then maybe the inner... no, it should be inner shadow, right? It's an inner shadow that could be like 1 pixel. And we'll like choke it a little bit. Yep. And then the drop shadow comes in. Kinda? Not really, though. The gradient's kind of not hefty enough. Also, the inside should also be kind of rounded. Doesn't really make sense. Something like that. Should be fine, but somehow it's not even close to being the same. Could be like a little bit of a stroke on the outside with like black. I guess. And then we just have the icon below that. Why am I so bad at like replicating these effects? It should be not that hard, but I guess it is. It's because they're like too low. They're too low res. None of the effects really make sense. See. Oh, this looks closer. I love saxophone. It's so good. Yeah, I think we're kind of close here. Kind of strange though to have an icon like this. It's fine though. It's pretty high quality. So now we just need the German flag. Honestly, I don't want like just the freed stripes. I want them to be a little bit on an angle, and maybe like look a little bit like a flag too, like a little bit of a wave. We could just use this, I guess. That's too crooked. I'm just looking at flag icons. Don't worry, it's just not gonna be anything. They look so bad. They all look so bad. Oh dear. Come on, give me like a decent Germany icon. Should be fine, right? You can do that. A decent flag. Maybe like this one. A stock vector. You really want to like, you want money for this? I'm killing you with my mind. In game, of course. Do I have to do it myself? Whatever, man. We'll do it ourselves. Fine. Isn't there like proper values for this? Yep. Guessing that's just a regular black. No frills attached. That should be. It's just like a 255 red. I'm assuming it is. Makes no point. And then the yellow's gonna be just whatever. Do I need to like specify it? It's probably a 255, right? Wait, it's not really. Let's see. Do we have like the exact value? Oh, there he is. Ah, okay, that's a different one. That's a different one. It's FFCC00. Okay, a little bit different here. Fair enough. Merge shapes. That's not what I wanted. Rasterize layers and then merge layers. There we go. And now we could kind of like swap it. Wave? That's not right. Duplicate, rasterize, select. Can you please select pixels, overlay, this, go below. Okay, that didn't really work. Oh yeah, I guess that does make sense. It would have to be like the whole flag for it to actually be even visible. And then it would need like all these cool and fancy effects, huh? For it to be kind of nice. So I guess there would be like a inner shadow, inner glow maybe. And then that's kind of it actually. Don't think there was anything more to this. Could do like a Saturn finish. And then... there was like a way to make this like a little nicer. I forgot how that worked. No, don't think that's what I'm looking for. It's kind of fine, but looks a little too weird. It's too sterile, I think that's the problem. Maybe we could add like an arrow or something. Let's try to add an arrow. Do like kind of a thing here. Kind of an arrow. Something like that. I feel like I'm not really hitting like the effect here very well. Outer glow. Maybe like the strokes also white. No, that doesn't work. It has to be black. And there should probably be a shadow here as well, right? How does it look in small? Can you... Why did you switch languages? Okay. Well, that works, kinda. If only I didn't rasterize every single layer. That would have been kinda nice. Alright, let's disable this and probably also disable the... whatever. We'll figure it out. I just want to see how it looks, honestly. Alright, let's shove this in here. German icon. And just throw this in here. Warudo. And now we add a prop. We add an image. Is it a screen? Should be a screen, right? Yeah. And a display, it's an image, and the images folder will be opened, and to the images folder I add my image, and it will be the German icon. There is already an icons folder. I don't know why, but we'll take that. Huh. Look at all these icons. But we're looking for German. There you go. The burger. Burger. Alright. Let's see. How does this look? How does this look? Character. Head. Okay. Well, that works. Ooh, That's not what I wanted. That's also not what I wanted. Yeah. Not the position to change. Yeah, it's a little low res, huh? Kinda funny. What's my 3D text display? There we go. I mean, I just need to figure out. Yeah. I know. 60. I mean, it kind of works, but like, could also just put it behind that and just have the text be up on the icon. Yeah, that could also work. The German debuff. I also kind of messed up the text a little bit. There you go. So like color settings, enable gradient, show colors. Okay, that works. Top left, top right. Yep, that works. I don't get much choice. Just we'll keep it white then, I guess. No point. All right, and then we'll have to remove the arrow, I think. Okay. Oh, I love this song. I don't know why, but it's so good. Place this file in this destination, and then we'll just pick it again. Okay. Has that not worked? Look at this ghost. Ah, there we go. Okay, fair enough. Sort of. And then when this happens, we also enable our screen. Target value, yes. And then when this is getting turned off, you're also turning off the screen. There we go. All right. Then when this is turned off. Okay. I mean, that kind of works. It's probably not the best way of doing it, but I could kind of be convinced that could work for a while. I'm so tired. I wish I could just stream forever. No, I don't think so. I would like to take breaks as well. But yeah, there we go. We kind of made a custom debuff for that. We could also do like a quick effect that like I saw the -1 for a millisecond. That's okay. Where like it kind of like debuffs me real quick, and then just where like a little animation plays. Let's see. Do we have any particle effects that could be used as such? Let me see. Do we have anything like that? FX director, post-processing value, prop. Maybe under props. Open props folder. No, that's not what I want. I don't think under props is... I mean... Human bone, and then it would be the head. Shard without trail. Rainbow? Can you just stay at the head? I mean, these are kind of nice, but... Meow. That's kind of cool, I guess. So, I guess that works, but it's not really... Those are not really debuffs. They're just kind of random particles. I mean, there is some particles here, but that's a little much. There needs to be like a... I do have a heal particle, which is this. But this doesn't really show anything. Does it even show anything? Kinda just underwhelming. Why doesn't it even work? Huh. Don't know why this particle doesn't work. Lava ray single. I could technically do that, but like turn it around and stuff, but I don't think I can actually move this. Alright, no animation for now. It's fine. Alright, but I think we're done for today. I've made a quite an interesting idea. So that is, if you redeem that, then a timer appears und dann muss ich Deutsch sprechen. Was ein kurioser Debuff. Well, in any case, I'll take my leave for now. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of tinkering about. It's always nice to, like, in preparation of I wanted to do a panel for Off Guy, so and that kind of involves making like a 3D VTuber from scratch and setting everything up with all the programs and stuff. Very low chance I actually get accepted, but if so, I would like to I'd like to do something like this. I'd like to actually see how this looks. For once I switch to this. Yeah, that works. Okay. Little bright, but that works. I guess it would usually not be. I don't know why it's like blurry. The depth of field seems to mess with it for some reason. It should be in the same like view distance. I don't know why these rules seem to be different for the depth of field, but it's fine, I suppose. Well, in any case, I'm gonna take my leave for now. Hope you guys enjoyed watching as per usual, and I'll see you next time, which is probably soon because I need to stream more. But maybe we'll also get back to some video games and stuff like that. Well, that was fun. Made a little bit of a new redeem. Definitely have to think about like a little bit of a cut-in, like a little bit of a particle effect, or maybe like a text that says German on it or something. POV, you're German. You've now been afflicted with the germs.